Majority of the population that comes in from out of town does not expect to find this here, but we're pretty darn good at what we do. I am David Badman. I moved to this area in 1975. My dad was in the military and I was an Air Base kid. Went through the school system here and swore I'd be done with education once I got out of it, and then wandered around for 4 years and couldn't find a direction. Decided to take this creativity and run it into the university system, where I was a cartoonist and was pretty decent at it. And I would say probably the second semester or second year, the jewelry designer professor at the time saw my work and said, "Hey, you should try jewelry." And I said, "Jewelry's for girls." She goes, "Nope." Got me in there and I enjoyed the daylights out of it. Ended up opening this in 1988 as a bet between a couple of buddies that I just would run a business for 6 months. Graduate December 88, and I was gonna leave the community, and kind of enjoyed it. It was slow, but it was my own place. Well, I started this whole idea on basically milling a penny out and being able to sell it for $8, and it kind of seemed fun to be able to do that, even though it was maybe slightly breaking the law. We have such a mixed array of stuff we create. If we're going to get a project and make it a substantial one, what I really enjoy doing are some of the private pieces that maybe it's a really grand hood for someone's kitchen. Someone will come to me and say, "Hey, here's what we want to do." We start going with you got to go through the ugly part, which is the dollar amount. What are they willing to spend? And then you get a rough drawing, and then you get a better drawing, and then you get to the space, and you look at the space and make sure it all fits in. There are times where I'll create a big piece and I don't want it to go, but you got to get the money for it. So sooner or later it goes. I normally don't hear from the individual as much as I hear from another person that visited the home. And they say, "Hey, I saw one of your pieces in a home." Or there are times where, since I've been doing this long enough, "Hey, I just bought a home with one of your pieces in it," or "I bought a home because it had one of your pieces in it." And we typically don't ever tell anybody what home it's in. If it's a public piece, we go look at it, but private is private for us. I may consider our legacy would be the pillar lighting in downtown Grand Forks. We have probably got darn near 30 of those on the street now. They did a national search for a piece, and I think being in this community gave us a bit of a leg up. We also know the weather around here. We know how the elements affect materials, so we were able to think about that, and we incorporated some of the local processes, or at least local things like the river, into the piece, which is very instrumental in this community. And since I started this, you can't judge a book by the cover when it comes in here. It can be anyone 18 years old that comes from a family that parent and grandparent purchased stuff for them. They still want to keep a tradition, if it be an ornament or an annual something. It's great to hear that it brings them joy to wear the stuff. It brings them joy to have the stuff. I do know that if someone purchases my earrings or our earrings, they will get attention. Someone will go, "Oh man, where did you get those?" Or someone will say, "Hey, that's a Badman piece." People know my style, and I can't get very far from that. That's what I do. But when people wear them throughout the United States, they do get attention. Hey, if you want to find me, dave@badman.com. That's the best way to do it, and the communication will start, and then we'll figure out a time.